बुद्धि युक्तो जहातीह उभे सुकृत दुष्कृते तस्माद् योगाय युज्यस्व योगः कर्मसु कौशलम. Hello friends, this is the 50th shlok of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and in today's video we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says, Buddhi yukto jahatiha, which means with wisdom gain freedom, ubhe sukrata dushkrite, which means from both good and evil deeds, tasmad yogaya yujyasva, which means therefore strive for yoga, yoga karmasu kaushalam, which means work done through yoga is dexterity. So in this shlok, Shri Krishna is telling Arjun that you should uh, perform the action without really attaching to it, and that way when you perform an action, then you gain freedom from both good deeds and bad deeds, and therefore the work which is done through yoga is a work which is dexterous, or you can say the good work, or something which can be done in a right or better manner. Now, often the argument is given that if you detach yourself from the fruits of your actions, then you will not be motivated to do your actions, and therefore your action will be of the inferior quality. But over here, Sri Krishna is telling just the opposite. He is saying that if you detach yourselves from the fruits of your actions, then your work is going to be of the higher quality. And then he is also adding that when you perform your action with yoga, then you free yourself from the bad or good deed aspects of it also. So basically, you are really not getting affected whether the work is good or bad. So this idea in itself is very, you can say, it's against our instincts, and so I think we can understand it better through an example. So in our life, whenever an action is performed, there is a, there is a good and bad aspect to it in itself, and this applies to everything. This even applies to our existence also, because our existence is also, you can say, to a certain extent, is sort of an action. I mean, think about the humanity right now. By our own very existence on this planet, we lead to a lot of pain and misery for other beings. The human population has been increasing since the last whatever history we know, and with the increasing human population, we have been displacing other animals from their habitat, and so we have destroyed all these jungles so that we can make room for humans, so that humans can then do farming or build their cities or build their industries and things like that. Now, if you look at this action in itself, and this action is arising because of our own very existence, you will see that there are good and bad aspects of it. If, for example, you destroy a jungle and build a field over there, then the bad thing that has been done is basically that you have displaced all the animals who were living in that jungle. So from the animals point of view, then of course you have destroyed their habitat, so you've done a bad deed. But if you look at it from the human point of view, where human population is increasing and so we need more food, then from human point of view you have done a good thing, because now you will be farming over here, and by farming you will be creating more food, and so you will be creating the well-being for other human beings. So you can see that the action had both good and bad sides of it, and the fact is that by own very existence, that by our own very existence of being there, it leads to a lot of misery for all the different human beings or animals. So this is what we have to understand, that every action has a good and bad side to it. For example, I am speaking over here, and by my speaking over here, the good that is happening is that I am conveying the sacred message of Bhagavad Gita to all of you. So that is a good thing that is happening. But the thing is that I am speaking, and by my speaking, the bacteria in my mouth is getting killed. So the action of my speaking in itself has a good aspect, and then there is a bad aspect also. So if you are performing an action and you think that you will only do good and you will not do bad, then you will always be unsuccessful. And if you are worried about the consequences of your action in that sense, then you will be very cautious and you will overthink about your actions all the time. So the best thing for you in order to avoid these consequences, and this includes both good and bad consequences, is to just stop attaching yourselves to the action itself. So you are not doing this action or whatever action for your own good, you are just doing it as part of your duty, as the dharma that has been given to you, as your own swadharma. So when you do it like that, then you are not worried about the consequences of your action. And when you are not worried about the consequences of your action, then you can focus more on the work that you are doing in itself, and you find that in itself to be satisfying. Therefore you take more interest in just doing your job instead of really worrying about the consequences of the job. And so in that situation, of course, the work that is going to come out of it is going to be of higher quality, because you are doing that work just for the sake of doing that work, not really for any good results coming out of it. So that is the message that has been provided in this shlok. I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I'll close this video. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.